Come to Helmuth Ford, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
Hi, this is Stacy from Shuttler Insurance Services. Come see me on the east side of the square in Sigourney for all your insurance needs.
The band Full Circle is coming to rock the Keswick Tavern this Saturday, May 31st from 8 to midnight. Full Circle is a professional 5-piece band playing popular 100% danceable covers of classic rock, pop, and R&B from the 1970s through today. The Keswick Tavern is located at 117 South Irons in Keswick. So make plans this Saturday night to meet your friends at the Keswick Tavern for the band Full Circle. As always, there's no cover charge at the Keswick Tavern. Jace Race 2025 is Saturday, June 7th at the North Mahaska Junior Senior High School in New Sharon. The 5K starts at 8 a.m., followed by the 1-mile fun run. To sign up, use the links on the North Mahaska Education Foundation's Facebook page. Pre-registration guarantees you a t-shirt, but you can also sign up the day of the race. There will be some giveaways and first-place prizes. In memory of Jace Carrico, who passed in 2008, the Carrico family appreciates the community's support. Neil.
Hey, man, what's up?
You want to do some radio?
Radio? I haven't been on the radio for a long time. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Cool.
Skunk River Radio. Let's get skunky.
Southern Iowa, it's rodeo time. The 2025 Albia Chamber Main Street Rodeo returns Saturday, June 7th at the Monroe County Fairgrounds. Rogue Rodeo brings us 8 thrilling events, a bull ride showdown, comedy from Ronald Burton, and the dazzling Diamonds and Dust performance. Gates open at 5 p.m. for food, fun, and high-energy action await. Tickets on sale now at albiachambermainstreet.org. Adults $15 in advance, $20 at the gate. Kids only $10. Saddle up for a night of tradition and thrill. Don't miss it.
Hey, and welcome in. It's time for high school baseball here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. We're making our first ever baseball game here on Steve Shuttler Media. And again, we are at North Mahaska tonight. North Mahaska, Linville Sully. We do thank all of our sponsors for making our broadcast possible tonight. We're going to be doing a few North Mahaska baseball and softball games during this summer. Oski Dental, Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance, First State Bank, Proline Building Company, also Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug, all on board as sponsors for our baseball and softball coverage. We've got Josh Clubb in as our play-by-play announcer for baseball and softball. Josh, got a beautiful night here in New Sharon.
Yes, we do, as we've winding up the month of May here this week. Baseball, softball teams getting underway, finished up track. Actually, state golf, I think, is still going on, but most spring sports are finished up, and now it's time to move to the summer sports, which in Iowa is baseball and softball. And baseball here tonight with the Warhawks. They started out their season here with a 1-1 record, losing to Baxter in their opener 10-4, and taking care of business against Keota last night 8-4. Linville Sully, defending 1A state champions, come in 2 games under their belts as well, defeating Collins Maxwell 11-1 and Montezuma 15-4. South Iowa Cedar League, as far as baseball goes, is looking strong again this year. Of course, they sent 2 teams to the state tournament in Linville Sully and Sigourney, who actually met in the first round, and Linville Sully took Sigourney down there in the opening round on their path to a state championship, first state championship for the Hawks since 1988. And North Mahaska, very competitive team in this conference as well. Again, it's going to be a tight race up towards the top for the South Iowa Cedar League this year, and of course getting it underway this week with Warhawks already taking care of business of Keota. Softball is going on tonight too for the Warhawks down the way. Can't quite see the scoreboard from the baseball press box, so it'll be tough to give any updates on that. But if we hear anything from the stands, we will let you know. Coaches are just meeting there on home plate. I'm sure you can see that on your screen, talking everything over. So in the meantime, I'll just go over the starting lineups for both teams. We'll start with the visiting Linville Sully Hawks. Batting first for them, they will hit first. Batting first for them, playing shortstop, is Jaden Richards. Batting second and playing first base will be Landon Montgomery. Batting third and pitching is Carson Maston. Batting fourth and catching will be Taryn Gosling. Batting fifth and playing third base is Gavin Olea. Batting sixth, playing center field, Jack Bolin. Batting seventh, playing right field, is Wyatt Mathis. Batting eighth, and as the DH, is Ethan Dunsbergen. He will be DHing for the left fielder, Connor Deal. And then batting ninth and playing second base will be Matthew Mental for the Hawks. For the Warhawks, they will start in the field in batting order. Batting first and playing shortstop will be Lucas Nunakoven. Batting second and catching is Tyler Ferguson. Batting third, playing first base is Jack Kilderman. Batting fourth, playing center field is Dane Van Mersbergen. Batting fifth and playing right field will be Hunter Wernley. And batting sixth, pitching, Jackson Vanderveer. Batting seventh, playing left field, Luke Bowender. Batting eighth, playing third base is Dylan Melland. And batting ninth, playing second base is Charlie Gomat. So that is how these two teams will start this off in this big conference matchup here. As far as the standings go, to start things off, not many teams have had more than one conference game. A couple of them have, but leaders, of course, North Mahaska, BGM, Sigourney, Linville, Sully, and HLV all started out the season 1-0 in the South Iowa Cedar League. Sigourney 4-0 on the season so far. Linville, Sully, as I mentioned, 2-0. North Mahaska with that 1-1 mark. And you also have Montezuma right there, 1-1 in the conference, 1-1 overall. So I guess it'll probably be tight most of the way here. Well, Steve, we are starting out tonight, and remind me on the schedule. I did not prepare on this. Again, Friday night, right?
Well, speaking of which, let's bring that schedule up on the screen. We've got North Mahaska, Linville, Sully tonight. Friday is Pekin versus Winfield Mount Union. And then coming up next week, we'll have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday schedule next week, Josh. Who put this schedule together? Monday, we'll be back with North Mahaska baseball taking on Montezuma. Wednesday of next week, North Mahaska Sigourney with softball. Friday, we'll have Pekin versus Wapello next week with baseball. And then next Saturday, June 7th, Pekin and North Mahaska with softball. So.
Yeah, I like how they call it the summer softball and baseball season, but it's really, they should just call it June ball, because that is when everything happens. It seems like a couple of games in the month of May after Memorial, and then it's just all these teams are nonstop throughout the month of June. Baseball not as much as softball, but a lot of softball teams play Saturday tournaments. Baseball doesn't do it as much just because of the pitch count that they have to abide by, but so yeah, lots of games for them as they're getting the starting lineups out here on the field. We will listen in when they do play the national anthem. I do remember from memory, they will try to sync that up with the softball field. So flags out there, left center field, and they'll, as long as they get the starting lineups on both fields good to go, then we will do the national anthem here at the park. And North Mahaska's baseball field's a good view of we got a store out in center field, but highway going by there, but getting lots of work done here at the athletic complex. A lot of concrete getting poured. Looked like they were pouring concrete as Steve and I pulled in. So
I wrote my name in the fresh concrete.
It wouldn't surprise me. And he spelled his name wrong when he was doing it. So as the Warhawks come out, talk about in these short few games they've had, Jack Kelderman is a hits leader. He is batting .667 here with 2 runs, 1 RBI, 1 double, and 3 stolen bases. Hunter Wernley. I did that before, but he is the RBIs leader. He's got 2 on 2 hits. He's got 3 RBIs on 2 hits. and his batting average is .333 with a stolen base. Pitching leader is Jack Kelderman. He's only got one win thus far. He's pitched 5 innings, had a 1.4 ERA. I'm sure the ERAs and stuff like that will all change as the season progresses. Strikeouts, Jack Kelderman has 7 here on the season as we're getting ready for the national anthem now.
Let's play some baseball.
All right, and that will get us going here to start the night. As Vanderveer will take the mound to throw his warm-up pitches. Again, to set up the field for you. Yeah, Vanderveer pitching, Ferguson catching. Millen at third, Nunikoven short. Gomat at second, Kelderman at first base, and left field Bowinder, Van Mersbergen's out in center, and Wernley in right. For Oxen, all red uniforms with white socks and red stirrups. Until Sully will send J.D. Richards, the shortstop, up to the plate first. Sully wearing their baby blue tops and white pants tonight. I guess you can see it on your screen. I'm not doing this on the radio. They can, the listeners can see that themselves.
Well, this is our first baseball game on Steve Shuttler Media, so this is a learning experience for me, running the camera and all that good stuff. So I think we're probably pretty much going to stick with the wide shot just so we can, keep everything within the shot and tell you what's going on. So I don't know if I'll be much do much zooming in and out throughout the game, but we'll play it safe.
Yeah, it'll be tough from back here to zoom in on, say, a fly ball or something down the field. I'll speak out what's happening in the corners as I can, because I don't think you'll be able to pick those up on the camera angle as I try to peer over to see what you guys are seeing. And yeah, anything gets out of the infield, it's going to be pretty tough to see, I think, on the camera. But we'll see. We'll have, certainly, as we go to different baseball parks and fields and softball fields and stuff, we're going to have different angles, different views everywhere we're at, just based on where's power located and where can we set up a table and not get in the way of fans. Throw down is complete, and Richards steps up to the plate. Right side, tied up to the line here to start this off. As Vanderveer deals high and away for ball 1. As I got to get my sheets, the 1-0 is outside. This counts 2-0 to Richards, first batter of the game. Vanderveer wastes no time. Fires another one outside and low this time. He's missed outside all 3 pitches. We'll see if Richards has a green light, and Vanderveer goes at him here. Pitch is called, strike 1. Down the middle, lower part of the zone there. As Vanderveer Wise delivers, and the pitch is sprayed out to right field. Getting underneath of it is Warnley and makes the grab out there and right for the first out.
Now batting number 0, Landon Montgomery.
Vanderveer did a nice job of battling back after starting out 3-0.
Yep, 3-0. Get some beginning of the game jitters out of the way. I don't see that he's actually, this might be his first game pitching. Here's the first pitch to Montgomery is outside. Way outside, really spun out of his hand there. So he'll come right back. Adam, next pitch is upstairs, right down the middle, but taken for ball number 2. One out here for the Warhawks. Vanderveer fires the 2-0. This pitch is fouled straight back and out of play for strike number 1. I really wonder if a pop foul behind home plate, Steve, can get in here. It'll be close.
I was saying on the morning show this morning that I would sacrifice myself for the camera.
Okay. 2-1 miss low, so it is now 3-1 on Montgomery. Vanderveer fires, pitches popped up and foul out of play to the right side this time. Brings the count full. Vanderveer shakes off the first couple pitches, agrees on the third, and fires it. It's a breaking pitch that stays upstairs for ball 4. It's Montgomery, game's first base runner. Walk down to first, and that'll bring up Carson Maston. And we'll see if Linville Sully looks to try to move the runner up to test the arm of Ferguson there behind the plate for the Warhawks. Vanderveer will have to switch and throw from the stretch now. If you couldn't tell from the screen, he is a left-handed pitcher. First pitch out of the stretch is way outside for ball 1. Not a very dangerous lead for Montgomery as this pitch is fouled straight back. Montgomery over there at first getting just enough of a lead to get Vanderveer to look at him a second time, but certainly not far enough out there that the first 2 pitches that he's shown the threat to take off. As Vanderveer comes set, fires, pitches slapped over the shortstop. That is Nudikoven, who bobbles it at first, picks it up, and is not going to make a throw. So Maston will reach. And that one I would assume, see if they mark it on the scoreboard, but I would mark that as an E6. In my scorebook, always get high school baseball and softball games. It's usually one of the staff members that's making the official call, whether it's a hit or an error, and tends to favor the home team. So we'll see, that brings up Gosling with runners at first and second, 1 out. Vanderveer's pitch misses outside for ball 1. Vanderveer comes set. Fires outside for ball 2. Gomat staying planted near second base up until Vanderveer throws the pitch. Pitch is high for ball 3. 3-0 count to Taryn. He's the catcher for the Hawks. Got 3-0 count, runners at first and second with 1 out. Pitch looks low. They're going to have runners are going to go. They're going to all get safely. So actually, wouldn't have mattered. It was a walk. So bases are loaded.
Now batting number 25, Gavin Olea.
And that's going to cause Coach Kelderman to go out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. Bases loaded, 1 out. And you got Gavin Olea coming up. He's playing third base here tonight. With a chance to break this thing open in the top of the first inning. Courtesy runner did come in for Maston. Here's the pitch. Swung on and foul tipped for strike number 1. Vanderveer, first batter, he's going to start ahead in the count. See if he can stay ahead here as he comes set. Pitch is check swing foul. No, it is a wild pitch. Get the back to Vanderveer. They try to tag it home, and he's safe. That is Montgomery that credited with the pass ball. With that action of the ball, don't know if Ferguson's going to peel down, but sure looked like he went to me. Nonetheless, it is 1-1. Runners at second and third now. Pitch. Breaking pitch hits and bounces before the dirt. Another attempt to steal home, and it's not going to be in time. The Warhawks get him. Vanderveer slide in there to get the tag. Gosling moves up to third. And that is the second out of the inning. Moves count to 2 balls, 1 strike. Leah. Runner at third for the Hawks. Vanderveer sets, fires. Pitch is low again. Scooped up this time by Ferguson. 3-1 will be the count. Vanderveer's pitch is swung on and missed for strike number 2. Brings the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner at third. Warhawks trying to get out of this one, just giving up 1 run. Pitch is low and in the dirt for ball 4. Selson lay it to first. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. And Jack Bolin will come up to the plate. Vanderveer comes set. Runner will go. Pitch is outside, and they fake the throw down. Giving up the base. The runner's at second and third now for Bolin. 1 ball, no strikes. Bolin digs in. Pitch is swung on and roped down the corner into left field. That's in for a base hit. 2 runs will score as it gets by the left fielder. He picks it up, scoops it in, and Bolin will be in with a double. 2 RBI double for Bolin. And Linville Sully leads 3-0.
Now batting number 18, Wyatt Mathis.
Wyatt Mathis now up for the Hawks with the runner at second. Still 2 out. Pitch is called. Strike 1. Just caught the outside corner. Ball 1. 1-1 for Mathis. Vanderveer's pitch. High for ball number 2. Vanderveer fires and gets the outside outer half again for strike 2. So 2-2 is the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first inning, Linville Sully has 3 in so far with the runner in scoring position. The pitch is high for ball 3. Counts full.
He's thrown a lot of pitches in this first.
He sure has. Vanderveer fires. Runner takes off. Pitch is called. Strike 3. Mathis will go down looking, and that'll end our inning. But not before Linville Sully picks up 3 runs on 1 hit. one error, and one left on. We will head to the bottom of the first inning, and I'll send it to Steve.
All right, let's hear from one of our big sponsors for North Mahaska baseball and softball, Oski Dental. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. And again, we do thank Oski Dental. We thank all of our sponsors that we're going to see commercials for, that you're going to see rotating in the bottom right corner during the screen during the game. Oski Dental, Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance, First State Bank, also Proline Building Company, Memories Travel by Jess, and also Mahaska Drug coming on board for our North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage this spring and summer here on Steve Shuttler Media. Again, we'll be back with more baseball coming up on Friday with Pekin and Winfield Mount Union. So make sure you tune in for that game, doing some Pekin, North Mahaska, and Sigourney games. And, of course, they'll be playing some other area teams throughout the month of, mostly during the month of June, and some here at the end of May. Josh Clubb do it the play-by-play. Josh, rough start for the Warhawks.
Yeah, long inning there to start it off for Vanderveer, but plenty of time to come back in. I came up with 32 pitches in that first inning, and of course 3 runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 1 left on for Linville Sully, and a little bit longer half innings there. Linville Sully's catcher was having problems with his communication equipment. High school baseball and softball teams are allowed to wear, catchers anyway, are allowed to wear communication devices now, so a lot of teams have them. You'll see the head coaches with what looks like almost like a Bluetooth earpiece in, and that's how they're letting their catcher to know what play to how to align the defense, what pitch to throw, those types of things, or what they're sending to them. They cannot communicate to other players. Nunakoven steps in. First pitch from Maston is outside. Ball 1. But yeah, so they can communicate with the catcher, and the catcher, it's up to him to relay the message to the rest of the team. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and popped up into the air. This is just going to get into shallow left field, and the catch is going to be made by the shortstop, Richards, for the first out.
Now batting number 11, Tyson Ferguson.
I'll bring up Tyson Ferguson. As he awaits the first pitch is a called strike. Ferguson, a junior here at North Mahaska. He takes 1-0 and grounds it down the first base line. It is fielded in foul territory, so it'll be a foul ball. And strike 2 on Ferguson. Well, we'll see. North Mahaska started out by retiring leadoff hitter and then scored from there. As here, Ferguson swings and misses at the pitch. It was dropped by the catcher, but they're able to catch up to him and tag him out. And that will go down as a strikeout. Jack Kelderman will step in now from the left side. First left-handed batter of the night. Kelderman digs in. Maston winds and delivers. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. They really cut in on him. Down towards his ankles as he was swinging. Maston shakes off the first one, takes the second read, fires. It's a breaking pitch that does not come back around for ball 1. Maston has good late action on that breaking pitch. Here's a two-seam fastball. Catches the outside edge for strike number 2. Kelderman with a 1-2 count, bottom of the first inning. Linville Sully leads 3-0. Maston Wines breaking pitch did not break all the way in. 2-2. So he has not quite gotten that breaking pitch to get all the way over and catch the outside corner, but certainly trying to make it happen. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and dropped again. And nope, they're going to say the catcher caught it for the third out. So Warhawks go down in order, 1-2-3. 2 strikeouts and a pop out to shortstop. And that'll send us to the second inning with Linville Sully still leading 3-0.
Okay, let's hear from Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance. See State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa at 309 High Avenue East for auto, home, business, life insurance, health insurance, and more. Kelly Style's mission at State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Call Kelly at 641-673-0088 or go to kellystyleinsurance.com. That's Kelly Style State Farm Insurance, 309 High Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we thank Kelly Style State Farm for being one of our sponsors here on North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage on Steve Shuttler Media. And right now, top of the second, about to get going as Linville Sully leads 3-0. We thank all of our sponsors like Oski Dental, Kelly Style, First State Bank, Proline Building Company, Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug. Let's take it over to Josh Clubb, who has the call of the game.
All right, due up for the Hawks are the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Ethan Dunsbergen for the Hawks. He is the DH, batting in the 8 spot. He's DHing for the left fielder Connor Deal. He'll lead things off, followed by Matthew Mental, who's playing second base, and then back to the top of the order. As the Warhawks throw it down, Vanderveer back out there for his second inning of work. 32 pitches in the first inning.
Now batting number 5, Ethan Dunsbergen.
Maston countered those 32 pitches with just 10 to retire 3 batters. As Dunsbergen steps into the right side, Vanderveer deals right down the middle for strike 1. The 0-1 is outside for ball 1. He's throwing a few of those in that same spot, and it's almost like he's trying to get pitch to break as well, and it's not breaking for him. Here is the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 2. 1-2 count on Dunsbergen. The pitch breaks inside and catches the outside corner for strike 3. Good looking pitch there for Jackson Vanderveer.
Now batting
and 1 out.
Matthew Mental.
Vanderveer had a heck of a golf season. He was, I was keeping track of the golfers for North Mahaska for the Athlete of the Week polls, and he was consistently one of the top golfers for North Mahaska throughout the year.
As his first pitch is swung on and missed by Mental. High and outside, got him to chase one out there for strike 1. Vanderveer Wines works quickly, lines it right back at Vanderveer, misses it. Nunnikoven comes over, fields it, fires to first, and the throw is in time. Surprisingly, Kelderman able to hold on his back foot into the corner of the bag there as he had to reach towards the outfield to make that catch, and Linville Sully is going to go talk to the umpire about that call. He's basically asking him to check with the home plate umpire to see if he saw anything different. It certainly did look like Kelderman might have pulled his foot, but nobody's got a better view of it than that umpire there on first base. And so they're going to continue to discuss this. And now they're going to get Coach Kelderman out to discuss this. It's tough to change a judgment call, but the home plate umpire can. And as of right now, Mental's going to go back to first base. Okay, they changed the call. Unbiased opinion, it looked to me like Hilderman had pulled his foot, but
Now batting number 20.
we're, 100 feet away, so it's a little hard to tell for sure. Nonetheless, they give the base to Mental. It'll go down as an infield single. Quick pickoff throw is not in time. Again, Vanderveer left-handed, so pickoff attempt to first base is a little easier. Tougher to get a read if you're a base runner. Mental gets his lead. The pitch is high and away for ball number 1 to J.D. Richards, shortstop. Second time at bat. He popped out to call it right center field. His first time up. It's a pretty deep fly ball. Richards watches the pitch go by. Pops out running on second, and they may get him. They do not. Mental gets the second. Pitch was a ball. Got out of Ferguson's glove. Mental took off running and pretty close to getting him anyway.
Yeah, it was
Called
nice
safe.
recovery. Nice recovery by the catcher.
Pitch. Called strike 2. Or 1, excuse me. 2 balls, 1 strike. Vanderveer working quickly. Fires a pitch. Swung on and roped out to center and actually able to settle in for it. Making the catch is Van Mersbergen. I thought the way that he was approaching that, he was going to dive, but the ball just kind of hung up there. Van Mersbergen makes the catch for the second out. And that'll bring up Landon Montgomery. He walked with the full count his last time up. Advanced on a pass ball and eventually found his way home. First pitch to him is high for ball number 1. Pitch from Vanderveer. Just missed upstairs for ball number 2. Vanderveer shakes off. First couple of signals. Now comes set. Pitch is fouled back into the catcher's glove for strike number 1. Vanderveer set, delivers. Pitch bounces in front of the plate. Good stop by Ferguson there to keep it in front of him, keep the runner at bay. Count moves to 3 balls and a strike. Vanderveer's pitch. Low and away for ball 4. So Montgomery walks again.
Now batting
There's no official to bat yet for him tonight. Carson Maston comes to the plate. He reached on the error by shortstop Nunakoven. His first time up. Got runners at first and second, 2 out. Pitch. Called, strike 1. Vanderveer fires, pitch is sprayed out to the right side. It's in foul territory, and Kelderman cannot catch up to it. It'll drop to the ground for strike 2. O2 on Maston. Vanderveer deals, and this hits him. Going to be hit by a pitch and get first base. And that'll load him up. Linville Sully is going to send.
Now batting number 1, Taryn Goss.
Well, I read number 9 as he went out there. I don't have a number 9 on the roster, so number 9 for the Hawks is out there. Darren Gosling takes a pitch high, gets to the backstop, and comes right back to the catcher. It's going to keep the runner at third. That is Mental over there. who reached on that bang-bang play at first that was originally called out and then overturned. So 1-0 is high and away for ball 2. The pitch, ball 3. Vanderveer is going to surpass the 50 pitch mark here in this inning, just the second inning. Pitch is high and away, walks him in 4, and that walks in a run. So Linville Sully moved to 4-0. And we're going to get another courtesy runner in for Gosselin. That is number 8, Colton Alberts. And Coach Kelderman's going to talk to his pitcher again.
Now batting number 25, Gavin Olea.
So Vanderveer at 54 pitches here in 2 innings. Well, 1 2/3. Gavin Olea steps in. He walked his first time up, worked it to a full count, and then walked. Vanderveer's first pitches upstairs for ball 1. Sets and deals. This is outside and high for ball 2. Started this inning out, looked like Vanderveer had settled in, but now it's starting to lose command a little bit. Here's the 2-0. Pitch goes over the head of Leia for 3-0. Now we'll see, with bases loaded and 2 outs, does Leia have the green light? Pitch is way high and away. Ball 4, walks him in 4. 2 batters in a row walked in 4 pitches. That walks in another run. All runners will advance. And Jack Bolin will be due up. Kelderman's coming back out. They're going to make a pitching change here. It's like Jack Kelderman may be coming in. At least he ran into the dugout, I'm guessing, grabbing a different glove. He was at first base. So we'll see who that is, and then Steve, maybe get in a couple sponsors or something once I know who's coming in to pitch. It is Kelderman. Jack Kelderman will come in from first base over, and it looks like they're basically going to swap spots. So Vanderveer will go over to first, and Kelderman will come to pitch. So who do we got for sponsors, Steve?
Oh, we have some great sponsors on board. Let's hear right now from First State Bank.
At First State Bank, we're proud to support the North Mahaska Warhawks because we believe in community, in teamwork, and in making a difference. With our Spirit cards, every time you use your card, First State Bank will donate to North Mahaska schools, helping our kids and schools thrive. So, every swipe counts towards something bigger. Plus, we're a community-focused bank, right here at 102 South Main Street in New Sharon. First State Bank, where neighbors come first. Proud supporters of the Warhawks.
First State Bank, a great sponsor of North Mahaska Athletics here on Steve Shuttler Media. And Josh, we're in the top of the second. This game could potentially get out of hand here pretty quick. I mean, we're at 5-0 already. The bases are loaded. We're going to see what happens here momentarily. We do thank all of our sponsors. We just heard from First State Bank. We also thank Oski Dental, Kelly Style at State Farm, Proline Building Company, Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug on for our North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage here on Steve Shuttler Media. Do keep in mind, coming up here on Friday, we'll have Pekin softball. They'll be taking on Winfield Mount Union. And then also on next week, Monday, we'll be back here in New Sharon. North Mahaska baseball takes on Montezuma. So make sure you tune in for that.
All right, they did not go with what I thought. They brought Gomont from second base into pitch. Kelderman moved over to second base, and Vanderveer went to first base. So Vanderveer pitched 1 2/3 innings, had 59 total pitches. So not the greatest outing for him. And they'll go Matt. He winds and misses outside for the first pitch to Jack Bolin. Ball one. Bolin. 2 RBIs in the first inning. He ripped one down the left field line. Pitches inside. Popped off the top of the plate. It's a high bouncer. They're going to field it by the pitcher, thrown over, and got the third out. Skomack comes in, throws 2 pitches, and retires the side. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning with Linville Sully leading 5-0. Due up for the Warhawks are the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and Merceburg, Wernley, and Vanderveer. Due up as Warhawks went down in order in the last inning.
Okay, let's hear from one of our sponsors, Proline Building Company, here on Steve Shetler Media. Proline Building Company in New Sharon designs and builds a wide variety of structures, including commercial, municipal, agricultural, storage, and accessory buildings, as well as custom homes. Our customer-centered design build process ensures the project will meet your needs, however big or small. Whether you're looking to custom design a commercial or municipal building, add to your farm, or construct a hobby building, Proline is your partner every step of the way. Proline Building Company, the builder you know and trust. Proline Building Company, one of our sponsors here on North Mahaska Baseball and Softball on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube. If you know of somebody that can't make it to the game tonight, make sure you let them know that the game is available on Facebook and YouTube. Josh Clubb with the play-by-play.
All right, Van Mersbergen steps in. A nice catch out there in center field the last half inning. First at bat tonight. First pitch to him is swung on and hard ground ball to shortstop. Fielded, fires over to first in time to retire. That's Richards there at shortstop making a nice throw. Van Mersbergen goes down on the first pitch. We'll bring up Hunter Wernley. Playing right field tonight. Started the game off with the first put out of the game with the catch out there, right center field. Pitch from Maston is a breaking pitch called strike one. Got a good view of the break of those pitches, and that's a hard pitch to hit there. Starts up at your ear and ends up down across the plate. Here's a pitch, squares the bunt, lays the bunt down. It is fielded in play. Wernley tries to beat it out and cannot as Linville Sully gets him out. On a 2-3. So just 3 pitches so far for Maston and 2 outs for the Warhawks. Vanderveer steps into the left side. Vanderveer, of course, started this game pitching. Didn't have the best of outings. See if he can do anything at the plate. First pitch is swung on a miss for strike one. Maston winds, delivers pitch outside. Ball one, so 1-1 to Vanderveer. Maston winds, delivers pitch, cuts in there, and it's called strike two. Same pitch that got Wernley swinging and missing at. Maston shakes the first couple of signals off, now winds and delivers. Breaks in there and gets Vanderveer to chase for strike number 3, and the Warhawks go down in order. 1, 2, 3, just 1, 2, 3, just 7 pitches there, or 6 pitches there for Maston. And we will head to the third inning with our score: Linville Sully 5, North Mahaska 0.
Neil,
Hey, man, what's up?
you want to do some radio?
Radio? I haven't been on the radio for a long time. But yeah, that'd be cool.
Cool.
Skunk River Radio. Let's get skunky.
Josh, I don't know if you've been hearing the rumors about this Skunk River Radio, but rumors are swirling. SkunkRiverRadio.com.
They are swirling, aren't they?
Something is swirling in the air about Skunk River Radio. I've heard, again, this is just rumors. I've heard Skunk River Radio is going to be an online radio station that plays country music from 1990 through 2010. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, that song in the background probably will make it on there, won't it?
It definitely would.
Well, I know where the Skunk Rivers are, Steve.
What's that?
I said I know where the Skunk Rivers are. I've heard some of the rumors too.
You've been around the rivers enough to know that.
Yeah, you smell the Skunk Rivers, and it tells you all the answers. Like a gypsy. But no, yeah, those rumors. Those rumors are swirling. Be up 90s, I think 90s, and I heard late 90s, early
90s,
2000s.
2000s.
Yeah.
I've heard they might also include some Iowa country music. So
all
crazy,
right.
Crazy talk.
Think they'll have any sports on there?
I don't know. Maybe in the future. Maybe.
All right. Well, due up for the Hawks. Wyatt Mathis first up. First pitch to him is outside for ball number 1. He struck out looking his first time up. That was against Vanderveer. As he is batting in at the 7th spot. Pitch is swung on and popped out to center field. Chasing in is Van Mersberg, and he's not going to get there as the ball drops, and that will fall for a single. That was in a tough spot there. Long run for Van Mersbergen. Long run for shortstop and second base as well, which is Kelderman and Nunnekoven. So the Hawks start with a single. Nunsbergen shows a bunt but pulls it back. Pitches outside for ball number 1.
Bless you.
Yeah. Here is the pitch, and it's attempt to offer that, but it goes foul. At least I do believe, yes, it was offered at, so that moves the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner advanced on the play. That is Mathis. Dunsbergen takes a pitch off the plate for ball number 2. As Gomat starts his second inning of work, the pitch is way outside for ball 3. Mathis out there on second got a big lead that time, but able to get back before a throw by the Warhawks. The 3-1 is bunted foul for strike number 2. Count is full. No one out here, top of the 3rd. Yes, Linville Sully has spent a lot of time batting here so far tonight. Pitch is high and inside for ball 4. Runners at first and second with no one out, and that will bring up the number 9 hitter, Matt Mental.
Now batting number 17, Matthew Mental.
Mental singled his first time up. Pitch is attempted for a bunt, but the ball squirts free from the catcher, and the runners will advance to second and third. Pitch was a ball, so it's a 1-0 count. No one out, runners at second and third for Mental. Pitch is high for ball number 2. The pitch called strike 1. That was a very long delay from the end of the pitch. The umpire was doing some calculating, maybe checking the pitch cam back at home. I'm not sure, but calls it a strike. Here's the 2-1. Pitch is swung on and fouled down the third base line for strike number 2. Runners stay at second and third, no one out. Number 9 hitter up. Pitch is swung on and popped foul out of play on the right field line. Count stays 2-2. The pitch outside for ball number 3. Count is full. Gomat throws from the stretch. The pitch is in the dirt for ball number 4. Stays right by the plate as Ferguson took off running to the left. Thought that the ball went that way. Did not. Gomat comes in, picks it up. And bases are loaded. We're back head to the top of the order. J.D. Richards, his third at bat. He's popped out to center and to right here so far tonight. Yet to reach base. Gomat set and fires a pitch well outside for ball number 1. Bases loaded, no one out here in the top of the third inning. Honestly, has a 5-0 lead. Pitch hits the dirt into the backstop. They're going to try to get home with that, and they're going to do so as the toss is no good. The other runners move up. That is Mathis that scores. Rensbergen moves up to third. Mental to second. Count is 2-0 now for J.D. Richards. Richard comes set. Pitch is in the dirt again for ball 3.
How many hits does Lindenville Sully have?
Not many. I'll get to that in a second. Here's the pitch. He's going to act like he's going to bunt. He's going to pull it back, and it's a called strike. Just 4 hits. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. So the count worked back to full by Gomat. Just a couple of hits. Most of it's by walks and errors. Here's the pitch is high. Bases are loaded again. Richards reached for the first time. That brings up Landon Montgomery, who's walked both times at the plate and both times has the account full. And we're going to get another pitching change. Gomat's going to come out. See who they sending in. Looks like Rylan Spray is going to come throw another left-handed up there, taking some warm-up pitches. So we got some sponsors to talk about.
Sure. Let's hear a 30-second ad from Oski Dental. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. And we thank Oski Dental being one of our sponsors here on North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage this spring and summer. Oski Dental, Kelly Style of State Farm, First State Bank, Proline Building Company, Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug, all on board as sponsors for our North Mahaska coverage. It's a kind of a cool, cloudy night here in New Sharon. First game of the year here on Steve Shetler Media for our baseball and softball coverage. Josh Clubb doing the play-by-play, and Linville Sully trying to break this open even further in the top of the third.
Yep, just with 3 hits and 8 or 9 walks. I can't read my handwriting on one of them, but it's either it's a walk. 6-0. Bases are loaded. No one out. Third pitcher of the game here in this third inning. As Landon Montgomery steps in, he's walked both times up, worked both those counts full. First pitch to him is inside for ball number 1. So Ryland Spray throws it in and pitches skied high in the air to right center field, settling underneath of it and making the catch is Wernley. They're going to tag up and send the runner from third. Nice throw in, but not in time. So Linville Sully will get a run out of it. There's a pop out to right field. Other 2 runners stay put. The runners at first and second with 1 out. And Carson Maston due up for the Hawks. Spray comes set. Throws it in there and hits Maston on the first pitch for a hit by pitch, and that will load him right back up.
Must not have get hit. He's still up to bat.
Oh, I did not call it. He certainly sold it, didn't he? So that'll be a ball then. Pitch is swung on and popped foul and out of play on the right side for strike number 1. Mental at second. Richards at first. Aston up to bat. 1 out. Pitch is swung on and popped up into the air. Should be for Vanderveer at first base. He's going to move his way over to second as the ball trailed on him, but able to make the grab for the second out. Really was a pop-up right about to where the second baseman plays, but really kind of trailed that way. Took Vanderveer with him. Runners remain at first and second, 2 outs now. Pitch is swung on immediately and popped up into shallow center field. Nunakoven gets back there and makes the grab for the third out. And the Warhawks able to minimize the damage. Still trail 7-0, but had bases loaded, no one out in that inning. So able to recover. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning. Due up for the Warhawks will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. And Bonder, Milland, and Gomat. I'm not sure if Gomat will actually hit. We'll see.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll hear from Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance. See State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa at 309 High Avenue East for auto, home, business, life insurance, health insurance, and more. Kelly Style's mission at State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Call Kelly at 641-673-0088 or go to kellystyleinsurance.com. That's Kelly Style State Farm Insurance, 309 High Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And we thank our sponsors like Kelly Style at State Farm Insurance for being on board for North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage this spring and summer here on Steve Shetler Media. We've got a full slate of games we're going to be covering for not only North Mahaska, but Pekin and Sigourney. We're going to be making the rounds, putting some miles on my car this summer, Josh, and getting to know each other again.
You say the summer, but you mean June.
Yeah.
Much like
June is summer.
January and February of basketball season just seems like there's games every single night. So,
Josh, we hadn't seen much of each other here lately, so
we haven't. You know, I wasn't able to make the do the sports thing in the morning for the morning show because of other tasks at hand. But
how dare you? How dare you, Nuck?
And then as of late too, you know, I got a ball team I coach, and I got kids that play ball as well, so trying to see that stuff too, all in between. I got a lot of baseball and softball in front of me, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, I know me and you do together, but I have
even more.
Every one of those days I have another game that I'll be at either prior to or after ours, so As we're set, Maston starts his third inning work. First pitch to Bonder is fouled. Out of play on the right side for strike number 1. First time through the order still for the Warhawks. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 2. Bonder digs in. Maston Wines delivers the pitch. Is outside for ball number 1. Yeah, not only does varsity kick off, but also for the summer sports, the lower levels such as JV, which they play JV games after varsity in the South Iowa Cedar League, and then junior high as well. So these fields stay pretty busy. Here's the pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Bonder goes down in 4 pitches. First out of the inning.
Now batting number 10, Dylan Beeland.
Dylan Nealon steps in, pitch. Called, strike 1. Nealon played over at third tonight. Not had to say his name much. Here's a pitch, swung on and foul tipped. For strike number 2. Just a couple of ground ball type hits here tonight. Pitch, Nealon is swung on a miss for strike 3. And that'll bring up Ryland Spray.
Now batting number 15, Ryland Spray.
Spray came in on relief, pitching in the last inning. Steps in. First pitch to him is outside for ball 1. Maston winds and delivers, pitches called, strike 1. Upper half of the zone. Swung on, fouled, back to the fence for strike 2. Warhawks yet to have a base runner here tonight. 9th batter. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. Pitch gets through the legs of the catcher and back to the backstop for ball number 2. The 2-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3, and Maston strikes out the side in order. 1, 2, 3, and we will head to the 4th inning. Linville Sully still leads 7-0 over the Warhawks.
At First State Bank, we're proud to support the North Mahaska Warhawks because we believe in community, in teamwork, and in making a difference. With our Spirit cards, every time you use your card, First State Bank will donate to North Mahaska schools, helping our kids and schools thrive. So, every swipe counts towards something bigger. Plus, we're a community-focused bank, right here at 102 South Main Street in New Sharon. First State Bank, where neighbors come first. Proud supporters of the Warhawks.
Thanks to First State Bank for being one of our sponsors on North Mahaska baseball and softball coverage. And we've got more North Mahaska baseball and softball coming up here over the next few weeks. We'll be back on Monday as North Mahaska takes on Montezuma in baseball. Wednesday of next week, North Mahaska and Sigourney will be facing each other in softball. Let's see here. On Saturday, June 7th, Pekin and North Mahaska meet in softball. Let's see here. Let's go down the list here. Wednesday, June 18th, North Mahaska and Keota in softball. North Mahaska HLV-TC in baseball on June 20th. And then North Mahaska Colfax Mingo softball June 25th. North Mahaska Pleasantville softball on Wednesday, July 2nd. So that's your North Mahaska schedule here on Steve Shuttler Media.
All right, Spray is back out there to start his second inning of work.
Now batting number 25, Gavin Olea.
The Hawks have 7 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors. They've left 6 stranded. Here's a first pitch pop-up to Vanderveer over at first, and he makes the grab for the first out. And since sprays came in, Wendell Sully has popped out. That is the 4th pop out in a row.
Batting number 15, Jack Bowling.
So getting him to send the ball high. Boland's first pitch is ripped out to right field. That's going to be trouble. It does fall for a base hit, so Boland ends the pop-up streak and gets a single to right field.
Now batting
And that'll bring up Wyatt Mathis for the Hawks. Spray's pitch floats in there for strike number 1. Mathis struck out looking and singled to center field. Pitch is swung on and popped up to the air to right field. Coming in, it's trouble for going, or actually backing up is Kelderman. They may double him up here. It's going to be close. They're going to say safe. As it looked like the right fielder, Wernley, was going to come and make that grab, but Kelderman floated back, caught it, and nearly got the runner at second. Now they're going to check with the home plate umpire on the call. This will be second discussion between the base umpire and the home plate umpire. You don't see him change the call very often, but we did earlier in this game, and would be certainly way out of the norm to see him call 2 of his close bang-bang calls in a row get overturned. As it stands, there would be 2 outs. Call is going to stay.
Now batting number 5, Ethan Dunsbury.
Dunsbergen comes up. He is struck out and walked tonight. First pitch to him is swung on and popped straight up in the air. This should be for Kelderman at second. No, Nunnikoven's going to float over from shortstop and make the grab for the 3rd out. So the Warhawks get out of that one in just 5 pitches. Certainly an improvement on the way that it was going. Ever since sprays came in, I'll just keep it here, Steve. Ever since sprays came in, really getting the Hawks to swing early, and they're popping it up, just getting underneath of his pitch. Speeds up the rate of play, certainly, when you have, just before this, Wendell Sully needed just 7 pitches to get out of 12 pitches to get out of the last inning. 3 strikeouts, and then you follow that up with 5 pitches by North Mahaska. 17 pitches, and we've played an inning, so pace of play sped up as Maston goes out there to start his 4th inning work. Will be his 2nd time through the lineup as the Warhawks will start at the top with Nunnikoven, Ferguson, and Kelderman. Nunnikoven flew out to shortstop. First pitch of the game. Ellenville Sully getting a little sloppy in warm-ups. Throwing the ball around a little bit.
The sun has suddenly arrived, Josh.
It has, and it's
blinding.
And it is warm in here now.
Yeah.
One of those days here, Steve, where you don't quite know. Sweatshirt, T-shirt, shorts, pants. What do you do? And
a little bit of both.
Yeah, I opted for the sweatshirt and shorts. And right now, I do not like the sweatshirt. Nunnikoven steps in. Bottom of the 4th inning, Linville Sully leads 7-0. First pitch, Nunnikoven is grounded to shortstop, fielded, fires to first in time for the 1st out.
Now batting
6-3 ground out, and that'll bring up Tyson Ferguson, who struck out in 3 pitches. swinging at those 3 pitches. Ferguson, a lot of work tonight behind the plate. Swings at the first one and misses for strike number 1. As a catcher, catching 3 different pitchers so far in this game. Pitches high and away for ball 1. As Maston widens and delivers, pitch broke inside for strike number 2. Ferguson jumped out of the way, but that pitch cut late, broke late, and got across the plate. Hard to stay in there and get those. Here is the 1-2. Swung on and popped up into the air to the right side. Coming over and in is the right fielder to make the grab in the second out of the inning. It's Mathis out there and right.
Number 2, Jack Kellerman.
Jack Kellerman steps in. Struck out his first time up in 5 pitches. Maston sends a pitch in. Kelderman hits hard grounder to shortstop, bobbled for a second, and Kelderman cannot beat it out. That is the 3rd out. Warhawks go 1-2-3 again. 6-3, up to 9, and a 6-3. And we will head to the 5th inning with Linville Sully still leading 7-0.
Proline Building Company in New Sharon designs and builds a wide variety of structures, including commercial, municipal, agricultural, storage, and accessory buildings, as well as custom homes. Our customer-centered design build process ensures the project will meet your needs, however big or small. Whether you're looking to custom design a commercial or municipal building, add to your farm, or construct a hobby building, Proline is your partner every step of the way. Proline Building Company, the builder you know and trust. Hey, we thank Proline Building Company for being one of our sponsors here on North Mahaska Baseball and Softball on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. Oski Dental, Kelly Style, State Farm, First State Bank, Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug also on board as sponsors. Again, top of the 5th, Linville Sully leading North Mahaska 7-0 in high school baseball tonight.
Alrighty, and the Linville Sully Hawks will send up Mantle, the 9th hitter, for his 3rd at-bat. He singled, walked here tonight. First time facing spray.
Hearing this song, Josh, reminds me, I recently heard that Van Halen Jump, the song, recently went over 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Wow.
Of course, they got, for those 1 billion streams, they made like $1.22.
Yeah.
You get like 0.00001 cent per stream.
Matthew Minto.
I'm guessing that's on a lot of playlists across the United States. Here's the pitch. Especially warm-ups for games and in between innings like we are here. 1-0 is outside for ball 2. Boy, that sun just is right on top of us, isn't it?
And it's just squeezing right in, baby.
Yep.
Between those
Swung
clouds.
on and fouled straight back to the fence for strike 1. Yep. In the press box here at North Mahaska, as many baseball press boxes are, it's a metal box. Pitch is swung on and sent out to right field, and this is going to drop for a base hit. Fielded out there by Ornley. And Linville Sully has their leadoff hitter on forward, and back to the top of the order for them. J.D. Richards comes to the plate. He's flied out to right, lined out to center field. And has walked. First pitch to him is bunted up the third base line. Fielded by Spray. Fires over to first in time to get the first out. Moves the runner Mental up to second in the process. For the first out. To be a runner on second. 1 out for Landon Montgomery.
Now batting number 0, Landon Montgomery.
Pitch outside for ball number 1. Pitch is swung on and hit out to right field. This is trouble out there for Wernerly, and he's not going to get there. It's going to fall for a single. Mental will move up to third. Montgomery. Settles in. Runners at the corners with 1 out for Carson Maston. Maston sends a hard ground ball to shortstop. Actually died in the grass. Nunnakoven fires to first. They get the out at first. Runner scores, and to get a runner to third. Tempted to get him out over there, but ball is overthrown by Vanderveer. So Linville Sully will get Mental in for a score. Makes it 8-0.
Number 1, Taryn Gosling.
2 outs and a runner on third. Montgomery at third. Gosling takes the first pitch and sets a soft ground ball to second baseman Kelderman. He fields it, flips it over to first in time to get the third out. Linville Sully will get 1 run on 1 hit. Or 1 run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 left on. And we'll head to the bottom side of the 5th inning.
Yes, we will.
We will. And we'll that's my signal that Steve's not going to do sponsors here. So we'll
I was
just keep
going to
talking.
ask you.
You
all right,
asked me.
So for people that maybe are tuning into a baseball game for the first time ever, how many innings do you go in a high school baseball game?
Are you asking for a friend, Steve?
I know how many innings.
Okay, it's 7 innings in high school baseball and softball. 7 innings. There is run rules. So there's a change to the run rules too. It used to be 12 after 3 in softball, but they changed them all, and then the rule book and the rules meeting that they had this spring were actually wrong for what they were trying to change them to. Just got a memo actually today, an email about the run rules and the guidelines, but I think it's 10 after 3.5 innings. 10 after 3 if the 3.5 if the home team's leading, of course. It'd be after 4 if the away team's leading. So, but yes, they'll play 7, and they will play extra innings if need be. There will be a winner in every game, and they'll play till they have a result. It's the varsity level. There's no runs per inning or anything like that in play. When they do get to the JV games, it kind of changes from team to team and based on numbers, stuff like that. But softball, baseball, both. Sometimes your JV games will have runs per innings in effect and things like that. But
now that is number 12, Dane Van Mersbergen.
North Mahaska has got 3 half innings left to cut into this 8-0 lead. Van Mersbergen steps in and takes a little chin music for ball 1. Digs back in, top of 5th. Swung on and missed for strike 1, and Mersbergen looked fooled by that one. Kind of a defensive swing there. Pitch is fouled straight back for strike number 2. Maston has retired the Warhawks in order every inning. Yet to have a runner on. And Mersbergen trying to change that. Check swings at it. They're going to call it a 3rd strike, and they call him out. So the catcher held on. So that'll be a strikeout for Van Mersbergen for 1 out. That'll bring up Warnley. A lot of work last inning out there in right field. He grounded out to he bunted. Thrown out by the catcher. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. And Wortley's wearing two different colored shoes, I just noticed. One white, one red. Pitch is a breaking pitch. Nasty pitch comes inside and goes across the plate for strike number 2. Wortley ducking out of the way, and that pitch broke hard by Maston. He winds and delivers the 0-2. Low for ball 1. Misses outside and away, or outside and low for ball 2. Outside and away. How about that? Wortley awaits the 2-2. Swung on a miss for strike 3 and the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 42, Jackson.
That is the 9th strikeout for Maston. Vanderveer steps in to the left side now. Maston winds. Vanderveer shows a bunt, pulls it back. Ball number 1. Maston winds, delivers, swung on a miss for strike number 1 by Vanderveer. Vanderveer looked like he was late to decide on that one. See if he gets a better read on it. Here comes the 1-1 pitches, breaking in there for strike number 2. Eight to 0 here, top of the or bottom of the 5th. The pitch swung on and missed for strike 3, and the Warhawks strike out in order to end the 5th inning. So we'll head to the top of the 6th. Due up for the Linville Sully Hawks will be Leah, Bolin, and Mathis.
All right, stay tuned. More baseball coming up. Proline Building Company in New Sharon designs and builds a wide variety of structures, including commercial, municipal, agricultural, storage, and accessory buildings, as well as custom homes. Our customer-centered design build process ensures the project will meet your needs, however big or small. Whether you're looking to custom design a commercial or municipal building, add to your farm, or construct a hobby building, Proline is your partner every step of the way. Proline Building Company, the builder you know and trust. And we thank Proline Building Company being one of our sponsors here on North Mahaska Baseball and Softball on Steve Shuttler Media. Josh, it's obviously I've noticed early on here that we've done some football, we've done some basketball. Baseball definitely has its own atmosphere. Not nearly, not as much crowd involvement and cheering and loudness as the other sports.
Well, yeah, it's you also tend to be spread out so much more outside. It's all spread out, and you just don't hear it as much. Football, everybody kind of jams their way in as close to the 50-yard line as they can. Of course, basketball, you're in a gym. Baseball, softball, a little different. Crowds increase as the season goes on, too. Here is Alea. First pitch to him. Swung on and fouled out of play for strike number 1. He has face spray already popped up to first base. This pitch is stuck in the hand of Spray as it kind of just rolled its way to home plate. This will be 1-1. Yes, quieter, a little bit more downtime. Pitch is low for ball 2.
Another thing I've been meaning to ask is I noticed on Linville Sully's side they have a female coach. Do you see that very often on high school baseball?
Here is a swing and a miss for strike 2. I honestly have not much for baseball anyway. See a little bit with here and there with basketball for the boys and for clearly obviously the girls' sports, but haven't seen that much. I guess probably the first time I've seen that. We did see a couple female coaches in football this year. Assistants, that is. Pitch is called. Strike 3. As Leia was trotting down to first base thinking it was a walk. Not sure why he thought that. The count was 2-2. Bolin comes in. Singled his last time up when he faced Spray. Two quick pitches. Both balls. 2-0's the count. Bolin waits. Pitch. Called. Strike one. Spray definitely more of a finesse type pitcher. Pitch is swung on and popped out to right field. As Wornley comes in and makes the grab in shallow right for the second out. And I hear a chainsaw, or no, that's a concrete saw. I see the dust now.
Yeah. They're doing some work as we speak on the parking lot.
Yeah. Pitch swung on and ripped out to left field. It's hanging up in the air, coming in and cannot make the grab. It'll fall for a single for Mathis.
Now batter number 5.
It's Bowender out there. Couldn't quite get in quick enough. It was more of a line drive, but Walt just kind of hung up for a little bit. Thought maybe he'd get there. There's a pitch to Spray, and it's fouled off as Dunsbergen wasn't even ready to hit there, but he was not giving the pause signal, so Spray threw it. Pitch swung on and lined out to right. This is going to fall in for another base hit. Fielding as Wornley and gets it in. The runners at first and second with 2 outs.
Now batter number 17, Matthew Mental.
And Mental back up. He singled against Spray's last time up. He's got runners at first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Spray comes set. Pitches high and away for ball 1. Pitches lone in, ball 2. Pitch is swung on, fouled back to the fence. Two balls, 1 strike on Mental. Spray's pitch just misses upstairs for ball 3. Spray comes set. Fires a 3-1. Pitch is swung on and fouled out of play. Straight back. To load the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners will be going with the pitch. Ball 4. And very surprising there that the runners did not take off with the pitch.
Now batting number 20.
But nonetheless, it's a walk, and that walks them loaded. Back to the top of the order, J.D. Richards. And we're going to get a timeout from Coach Kelderman. As Spray's going to give a hook. And we'll see who is going to come in and pitch. It looks like Meland from third base is going to come over and take his turn at the mound.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll hear from Oski Dental. Be back with more after this. Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. See State Farm agent Kelly Style in Oskaloosa at 309 High Avenue East for auto, home, business, life insurance, health insurance, and more. Kelly Style's mission at State Farm is to help people manage the risks of everyday life, recover from the unexpected, and realize their dreams. Call Kelly at 641-673-0088 or go to kellystyleinsurance.com. That's Kelly Style State Farm Insurance, 309 High Avenue East, Oskaloosa. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At First State Bank, we're proud to support the North Mahaska Warhawks because we believe in community, in teamwork, and in making a difference. With our Spirit cards, every time you use your card, First State Bank will donate to North Mahaska schools, helping our kids and schools thrive. So, every swipe counts towards something bigger. Plus, we're a community-focused bank, right here at 102 South Main Street in New Sharon. First State Bank, where neighbors come first. Proud supporters of the Warhawks.
You're good, Dylan. You're good, Dylan. Work her in. There you go, Dylan. There you go. Right there.
All right. We don't currently have Josh here in the booth with us, so the Warhawks get the out, and that will end the top of the sixth. Linville Sully leads North Mahaska 8-0 on this beautiful Wednesday night in New Sharon. Let's hear from Proline Building Company. Proline Building Company in New Sharon designs and builds a wide variety of structures, including commercial, municipal, agricultural, storage, and accessory buildings, as well as custom homes. Our customer-centered design build process ensures the project will meet your needs, however big or small. Whether you're looking to custom design a commercial or municipal building, add to your farm, or construct a hobby building, Proline is your partner every step of the way. Proline Building Company, the builder you know and trust. And again, thanks to Proline Building Company for being one of our sponsors here on Steve Shetler Media for baseball and softball. Josh, you didn't miss much. We got an out, and Linville Sully still leads 8-0 as we go into the bottom of the sixth.
Alrighty, yeah, sorry about that quick break there. Not mid-season form yet, but Maston will come back out to start his sixth inning of work. Retired the Warhawks in order throughout the night tonight. In the sixth inning, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Warhawks are going to look for their first base runner. First pitch is a soft ground ball towards second base. That could be trouble. Bonder trying to beat it out and cannot, though. First pitch is one out for Linville Sully. That'll go down as a 1-3 as Maston chased it all the way down there. It really died in the grass. Bonder had a check in there, or a chance out of there for a second. Mealand steps in and came in on relief there. Top half of the inning, Maston's first pitch to him is called strike one as Mealand ducked out of the way. Ball really breaks when Maston throws that. Pitch must have been low there. Ball one. So we can't tell from the score, but when I stepped out for a second there, as the pitch swung on a miss for strike two. the Warhawks softball players were out walking around, so varsity game for them must be over at this point, which typically is the case. Softball games tend to go a little bit quicker than baseball. Here's the pitch. Swung on and foul tip, but caught by the catcher for the strikeout. And the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up
Now batting number 4, Charlie Gumont.
number 4, Charlie Gumont comes back in the game. Started the game, second base pitch, came out for a moment. First pitch he actually pulled the bunt back, but it's a called strike one. Maston up to 10 strikeouts now as he delivers. Ball one. Gumont. Pitch is high for ball one. Thought about bunting, pulled it back. Maston did not get the call as he winds and delivers the 1-1. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike two. A pitch is outside. Ball two. He was trying to throw that breaking pitch, but just kind of slipped out of his hands, went sailing on him. 2-2 now. Swung on and missed for strike three. 11th strikeout of the inning or of the game for Maston. And the Warhawks have been retired in order all night as we'll head to the 7th and final inning with the Linville Soy Hawks leading 8-0. Due up for the Warhawks are Montgomery, Maston, and Gosling.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Oski Dental, one of our sponsors and a huge supporter of Steve Shuttler Media overall. Hey, coming up on Friday night, we'll have more softball action as Friday night has Pekin versus Winfield Mount Union here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. And then Monday, we're back in New Sharon. North Mahaska takes on Montezuma in baseball. So we'll be right where we are right now, coming up on Monday night. Next week is a busy week for baseball and softball, as you can see on your schedule there on the screen. We go to the 7th. Linville Sully leading North Mahaska 8-0. And Josh, that sun peeking through those clouds again.
It is, and as I looked over on the screen, I saw the Oski Dental banner or the end of the ad there, and yeah, I don't even think Toothy will ever come to a baseball or softball game.
Good old Toothy.
Yeah.
We're somewhat obsessed with Toothy during the morning show.
Well, he's an interesting guy. He's got one arm, he is a tooth, and he's got teeth, so he's a...
Two solid teeth, one on top, one on bottom.
And he's made of a tooth, so...
A tooth with eyeballs.
The pitch swung on and hit deep to left field. This is all the way back to the wall and reaching out. Comes off of his glove. It's Bonder out there. Fires it in. It's going to be a stand-up double for Montgomery. So Montgomery leads off with a double. Bonder got back there. Had a chance at it, but it's always tough when you get up against that fence.
Now batting number 13,
Whether you,
Carson Maston.
once you feel the warning track, and if you feel like you've went too far or not, and don't want to collide with the fence, but want to make the catch, it is not easy to do. First pitch to Maston is outside. Catcher loses the ball. The base runner, Montgomery, actually saw that the ball was still on the ground, and Ferguson didn't realize that the ball had popped out of his glove, so he takes off and steals third. A 1-ball, no strike to Carson Maston, who's pitched to Jim here thus far. Pitch is high for ball one. Pitch is roped hard to the shortstop, Nunnikoven. He fires it home. They're going to try to get the tag, and it's not in time, so he's safe. And Maston will reach first. Makes the score 9-0. Interesting decision by Nunnikoven there. Trailing 8-0, you'd think you'd want to just go ahead and get the out, give up the run. 9-0 versus 8-0 is not that big of a difference at this stage. But he's got to read out there too. Maybe he didn't think, he was pretty deep in the hole. Maybe he didn't think he's going to get Maston at first. First pitch to Gosling is a strike. Called on the inner half. Quick throw over to check on the runner. Courtesy runner did come in for the Linville Sully Hawks. That is Jordan Dunsbergen. As the pitch is in the dirt. Trouble, the runner's going to take off late. Can't even throw it down because no one was covering the base. So Dunsbergen run for Maston, gets to second. Count is 1-1. Pitch misses outside. Ball two. Dylan Nealon, fourth pitcher of the night, gets a called strike two. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No one out here with the runner at second. 1 run in already here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch is chopped, and it is going to go foul down the third base line. So in that exchange, when Nealon came over to pitch, Kelderman went from second to third. Gomack went from pitcher to second base. Here's a pitch, jammed him. It's a blooper, diving catch made by the pitcher Nealon. They try to get the runner back. The throw back to second base is wild, rolls out to right field. Now they're going to tag up and thought about going again, but do not. Nonetheless, great play by Nealon. Diving catch. Could have, he kind of threw that back to second in a hurry. The pinch runner out there was all the way at third, so he had plenty of time to get up, set his feet, and make a good throw, but got a little hurry. Nonetheless, it's 2 outs. Excuse me, 1 out. And here's a loop down third baseline, and they try to get him at first. They do. Good stretch there by Vanderveer. Got a nice throw by Kelderman for the second out. And that'll bring up Jack Bolin for Linville Sully. Runner at third, 2 outs. Pitch is called strike one. That pitch made the umpire turn his head. I don't think he thought the catcher was going to reach up there and snag it, as he's peering over Ferguson's left shoulder. And this pitch goes behind the batter. Snagged nicely by Ferguson to keep that runner at bay. 1-1. Kneeling Diaz just goes behind the batter again, and Ferguson again able to jump over there and save that pitch from going to the backstop. This catches the inside corner for strike number 2. Evens it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. For Bolin. Nealon fires a 2-2. This is swung on and fouled. Back. Keep the count at 2-2. Pitch is hit to the shortstop, Nunacomen. Fields fires the first in time for the 3rd out. So we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning with Linville Sully leading 9-0. Warhawks down to 3 outs to pick up 9 runs.
All right, we'll keep it here live from New Sharon, North Mahaska, Linville Sully Baseball. Just a reminder, coming up on Saturday mornings, we always have the sports section. We're live from Barnwired in downtown Sigourney, where we have our host talking to different athletes and coaches from around our area. We've had plenty of North Mahaska athletes and coaches on over the last year. We generally cover Sigourney, Keota, EBF, English Valleys, HLV, TC, North Mahaska, get into Oskaloosa, Ottumwa, Montezuma, and Albia. I'm probably missing Cardinal also in that list, so it might be missing 1 or 2 there. But tune in Saturdays. We do have, we're going to have a 1 week with Alan Sellers returning as our host this Saturday. But then tune in June, July, and August. We've got A.J. Johnson from KTVO Television in Ottumwa is going to be our host during the summer months. So it'll be interesting to see what he brings to the show. So tune in Saturday mornings. We're live 8 a.m. with the sports section live from Barnwired. Tune in for the live video here on Facebook and YouTube. You can always listen to the show as well on podcast form afterwards. So tune in.
Nunacomen will lead things off for the Warhawks. Top of the order. First pitch from Maston is a called strike. And Maston, in the final inning of work here, yet to give up a hit or even allow a base runner. Pitch. Called strike 2. He's got Nunacomen down 0-2. Warhawks need a 9-run inning to keep this thing going. Check swing by Nunacomen. I'm going to say he held up. Pitch is called a ball. Maston Wines delivers pitches. Swung on and hit hard deep to center field, chasing all the way back to the wall, bouncing it off the fist. Nunacomen at second already. He's going to round that. He's going to try for 3, and he's going to get there as the relay throw is overthrown. So Lucas Nunacomen ends the perfect game for Maston with a leadoff triple. That was Bolin out there in center trying to track that thing down and never quite got there. That was deep in the right center. Well, let's call a little more center, just a little bit right. Center field, deep hit by Nunacomen. Catcher Ferguson comes up with Nunacomen on third in a time called by Linville Sully. We may have a pitching change here. This is certainly just a pitch count change, as they're going to see if Maston can get through it quickly. If not, move him out to save some of those pitches and innings for the rest of the week, as I'm sure, I don't know their schedule off the top of my head, but I'm sure they at least have a game on Friday. What is today? Is today Wednesday, Steve?
It
is
is.
Wednesday.
This whole week's been messed up with the holiday.
Holiday and start of ball season and all that stuff. So, yeah. I'm going to send Montgomery from first base over to throw. I assume Maston's going to go over to first base. He went into the dugout to get a different glove, so it does look like that's what's going to happen. So who do you got lined up for Saturday for your team so far?
A lot of feelers out there right now. We're getting kind of late in the week, so I'm getting a little antsy. But I think some of the track. We're trying to make it a kind of a track recap from State Track.
Gotcha.
So I know we're going to have some folks from English Valleys. You know, they had Gage Heine and Ava Gherkin had great showings at the State Track meet. Some other feelers out there. If those don't come through, you know, we always have some different options out there. So, but yeah, hoping to have some state tracksters on the show on Saturday morning. And Alan Sellers is going to have to, you know, dust off the old vocal cords and get back in the swing of things. He used to be the normal host for the first 6 months of that show, but he's been laying low here the last year and a half.
Yeah, here is Ferguson. And Sellers, of course, he is the Sigourney Junior High girls and boys head coach for track, so certainly going to know what he's talking about there. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit deep to left field. If it stays fair, it's going to be a great hit, but it goes just foul. Deep left field for Ferguson.
Yeah, we had Alan in with some of the junior high track stars, including our state champion. I can't remember what her name is, in the junior high girl that won the state title and whatever.
Bella de Oliveras.
There you go.
Yep, I was at that track meet. My daughters ran in junior high track and watched her running their hurdles, and she's going to be a problem for this conference. I mean, talk about a seventh grader that looks like can't even tell she's jumping a hurdle when she's sprinting through. So 1-1 count now on Ferguson as Montgomery deals. Breaking pitches hit hard to the shortstop and gets the bounce into the left center field. Scoring is Nunnakoven. And staying at first is Ferguson. So Warhawks
Now batting number 2.
get their first run across. It was 9-1. 8 more to go. Kelderman steps in. Ferguson will get his lead at first. Would not think that the Warhawks would get too aggressive on the bases here. Pitch misses outside for ball 1. Kelderman ground out to shortstop his last time up. That was against Maston. Pitch gets past the catcher, and Ferguson will take second easily. 2-0 to Kelderman. With track 2, yeah, you mentioned the English Valleys, Gherkin, and then Gage Haney. Of course, I was heavily involved with track myself. Watched him run, and I mean, it's surprising that he didn't win state because that dude just goes, and I don't know, I don't know how he doesn't get tired.
He's a pretty amazing athlete.
Swung and fouled back into the catcher's glove.
He's busy with the state golf this week too.
Yep. And
of course, also very ultra competitive in cross country.
Well, absolutely with the endurance that he has.
Yeah.
Pitch swung on and missed for strike number 2. Anybody that can run 6 laps around a track at a pretty solid pace and then sprint the last one, all those 3,000 runners, it doesn't matter if they were state qualifiers, and I just watching them run that, it makes me tired about halfway through the race. I'm like, man, I'm breathing hard, and I'm just watching them going around. So Pitch from Montgomery, the 1-2, is in the dirt. Actually, that was the 2-2, so it is now 3-2. The lights on the scoreboard for the ball count. The middle one is burnt out, apparently. It was working earlier, but full count pitch is high and away. Walks him to first. The runners at first and second with no one out for Van Mersbergen.
Number 12, Dave Van Mersbergen.
So North Mahaska not going down without a fight. Has got their first run of the game across the board here in the top of this inning. Still no one out. Runners at first and second. Pitch just misses upstairs for ball one. Pitch swung on and missed for strike one. Pitch bounces in the dirt, trouble. Runners are going to try to advance. They do not as the ball is thrown out into left field. Going to hold them there. It's Ferguson. Had it been a bang, could have been a bang play. I think Ferguson actually slid into the throw to make it bop out into left field. Kelderman moves up to second as well. And the count is 2-1. Montgomery deals a 2-1. Pitch swung on and hit deep to left field. This ball is going way back all the way to the fence. Bounces off the fence. 2 runs will score. And Mersbergen will get a 2 RBI double with no one out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Somebody's got their rally caps on somewhere.
Yes,
Josh.
they do. Probably the biggest hit of the... just for Nunnakoven to come in and hit that triple to start this inning, force the hand of the Linville Slate coaching staff to take Maston out, and North Mahaska having no troubles whatsoever with Montgomery, but they may not get to see him much anymore. We'll see here as the coach is going to visit and talk. Doesn't look like he's making a pitching change at this point. Still ways to go. Still got 6 runs to go. We'll have a runner in scoring position with no one out. Warnley is due up for the Warhawks. Montgomery will stay in there.
Now batting number 3, Hunter Worthington.
Warnley digs in. Breaking pitch comes around and just misses out inside for ball 1. Warnley struck out and grounded out, or struck out and bunted out, I should say. I think it's Maston. Pitch is swung on, popped straight up and right back here towards us. And landed in the bleachers. I was wondering if that was one of those ones I talked about. See, I don't know if a ball could get in here. Foul back ball. It'd have to be like the perfect angle, but
There were some high school girls in the bleachers that were acting like it was a nuclear bomb coming at us.
yes, they mostly usually do. Nonetheless, 1-1 count. Runley takes ball 2 outside. 2-1 now. And Mersbergen out there at second base. That double off the left field wall. Fence, I guess you should say. Pitch is swung on and hit softly down third base line. Worley trying to beat it out and does just that. Moves the Van Mersbergen up to third as they throw back behind him to try to get him, and he slides back safely. So Warnley able to get a infield single there, advance the runner to third. Still no one out, and Vanderveer will come to the plate. Lefty on lefty matchup.
Batting number 42.
Montgomery looking into the dugout for quite some time. He's going to at least start pitching to Vanderveer. Check on the runner over at first. Back in plenty of time. Henry's pitch is high. Gets behind the catcher. They're going to try to steal home, and they do. Warnley moves up to second. Montgomery did not cover there. Catcher had to try to do it himself. Warhawks get it to 4. 9-4 now. 2-0 on Vanderveer. And now, with a 2-0 count, we're going to get another timeout, another mound visit. So, have to make a pitching change here. As Montgomery's going to walk back. It appears to the dugout. Nope, he's just going to switch his gloves. He's going to go back to first. Maston looks like he's going to go to shortstop. Coming in a pitch from shortstop, Richards. We'll get some warm-up tosses. Well, Warnley stands at second, no one out. Vanderveer up to bat. He'll have a 2-0 count. That is what J.D. Richards, as they write it on the score sheet. He'll inherit that. 2-0 count. As the Warhawks continue this 7th inning rally. So your previous host for the coaches show, she's moving on to head basketball at Mid-Prairie. Yeah.
Jenny Hobbs moving from Keota to Mid-Prairie for basketball, so that'll be an interesting switch for folks in Southeast Iowa to see her on the Mid-Prairie sidelines.
Yes, and if you're from Southeast Iowa and you haven't watched her coach a basketball game, it's worth it. It's worth the admission price. She is as an animated. I think she gets more laps up and down the gym floor than the players do. So
she doesn't mind stomping and yelling at her players and
clipboarding and all that stuff. I mean, she's a probably one chair throw away from being compared to Bob Knight. And that's just passion. She wants every kid that she coaches to do well, and she holds them to the high standards. So hopefully she has good luck there. As Richards will come in, the count will still be 2-0. She held up 1-0. Should be 2-0, but see how it plays out. First pitch to Vanderveer is swung on and missed. Pitch is called, strike 2 on the outer half. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning for the Hawks, and that'll bring up Bonder.
Now batting number 22.
Struck out swinging his first time up, grounded back to the pitcher. His last at bat, that was the one that kind of died in the grass, but Maston was able to go over and get Bonder out. We'll see what he can do here. Wornley still stands at second. 1 out. Pitch called. Strike 1. Pitch breaks in there and stays out or inside for ball number 1. Richards really fooling Wornley out there at second base, just from the stretch position. Every time he stretches back, typically gets Wornley to go back towards second on the delivery. Pitch swung on and hit foul. Strike number 2. Meelan on deck for the Warhawks as they've started a bit of a rally here in the bottom 7. 1 out, 4 runs in so far this inning. Another runner in scoring position. Bonder awaits the 1-2. Pitch is called. Strike 3. Bonder just not seeing Richards' pitches that well. It's 2 outs. Warhawks down to their final out. Dylan Meelan. Steps in there. As Richards steps off, is Wornley to retreat to second. Pitch from Richards breaks in for ball number 1. Meelan ducking out of the way. That ball nearly got back to the plate. Pitch is swung on a miss for strike 1. Interview Bonder, and now Meelan just not seeing the ball well out of Richards' hands. Quick delivery. Here it is. Pitches. Probably win on that as he was just trying to duck out of the way. He did for strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Final strike here for the Warhawks. The pitch is going to be low and away for ball 2. Richards comes set, fires the 2-2, and this is called. Strike 3 in the game. Will end with the strikeout by Meelan. Wenville Sully will pick up the win with a final score of 9-4 in 7 innings, but Warhawks did not go out without a fight as they had a 4-run rally there to start out the bottom of the 7th inning. But rally fizzled out, and the Linville Sully Hawks will pick up the win here tonight.
All right, so that does it for our broadcast of North Mahaska Linville Sully Baseball here on Steve Shuttler Media, Facebook, and YouTube. We thank Oski Dental, Kelly Style, State Farm, First State Bank, Proline Building Company, Memories Travel by Jess, and Mahaska Drug being sponsors here on our broadcast. Our next softball game comes up for our baseball and softball coverage Friday night. Pekin will be taking on Winfield Mount Union in softball action. For Josh Clubb, I'm Steve Shuttler for North Mahaska Baseball.